So, Ravens, Texans, 33-16 Ravens. Good. Another, any win is a good win. But I would say it was a sloppy game for the Ravens.
Yeah.
But, we pulled away at the end, and hey, look, whether it's a pretty game or a sloppy game, I'll take it, especially if we're talking about the Ravens. We're used to rolling around the dirt with our opponents.
Yeah, they like to play down to the level of competition. I mean, that's it. You put it in a nicer way. But I mean, Houston,
well, not week one.
They're a solid team. Well, I mean, yeah, nobody can get down that low. Right? But no, Houston's a solid team. They've been in the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years. Baltimore didn't look great, but they got the win.
You're gonna have.
And I was gonna say they got away healthy, but they didn't. So
no, Tavon Young, yeah. What did he tear his ACL?
Yeah, out for the year.
That's unfortunate.
One of approximately 500 people to be out for the year after week 2.
Yeah, a lot of injuries this weekend, and he was.
I just saw Anthony Barr also out for the season.
Oh, is he?
Yep, torn pectoral.
Yeah. It's a lot of people are getting hurt around the league, and Tavon Young, unfortunately, is a victim of that too. And it sucks because he just came back off an injury. I mean, this is like his 3rd straight year of season-long injuries.
Just I mean, horribly unlucky. I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, because all his injuries are unrelated. So it's not even like he's just injury prone. It's just he's getting these freak injuries, man. Like, what can you do about it?
Yeah, nothing.
So
he's got to hope.
Yeah, he's got to. Look, it's unfortunate, but that contract he signed before he got hurt, helped soften the blow.
Yeah, it was very fortunate. Good for him, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that sucked. But yeah, overall, I mean, we could break it down. Like the passing, Lamar had just over 200 yards passing, and again, another week where he didn't need to do that much in the air. But
yeah, but you want to see better play though.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah. You want to see some better execution than what they had. They looked okay. They didn't look awful, but they looked okay. The run game looked better, but I didn't think it looked great. But
yeah, they padded their stats. I mean, not padded their stats. I mean, it was still a fairly close game, but I mean, they got a lot of yardage late
towards the end.
Yeah, in the 4th quarter. I mean, Mark Ingram broke away on that 30-yard touchdown where Houston decided they only needed. They thought they were on the goal line, so they were only going to guard that 1 yard, and they put everybody on the right side of the formation, and Mark ran left, and that was it.
Yeah, he was doing a spin kick in the.
He said he was a first-degree black belt.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins had a nice run. Yeah. A little after that, Gus Edwards had himself a 20-some yard run. So yeah, they got it working towards the end of the game. We'll see if that carries over. I tend to think it will. I mean, they're the best rushing team in history, right?
Yeah. So okay. What I think the problem is, I mean, we'll go over the things I didn't like real quick. I didn't like pass protection. I didn't like the run game as much. I didn't like the wide receivers weren't really that involved again. All right. But I think that all stems from a change in the O-line. Right. Yeah. They're trying to fill a big hole left by Marshall Yanda. They're still trying to figure out the center position a little bit. Skura is just coming off a major injury. He may not be 100%. And even when he was 100%, he wasn't the best center out there. I know you had.
Fair.
Well, no. Look, he had a high. I know you had a high PFF grade. Look, you know how we feel about PFF, all right? I think he played well in what they were doing last year, but talent-wise, I don't think he's like. Look, he's not bad. I'm not calling him bad, but he's not a great center. And when you lose a great talent like Yanda, that stuff gets exposed a little bit. So I think we're seeing that a little bit. I don't think the O-line is awful, but they gave up 4 sacks yesterday. Right. They're still not getting a strong push in the run game. And a lot of that's due to Tyree Phillips being a rookie and, being put out there for the first time. I'm not worried about it. I think they're going to get better as the season goes on, again, no real, a short training camp, no preseason. So these are guys, this is the first time these guys are out there hitting. So it's an adjustment. So yeah, as far as what I did like though, love that defense.
Yeah.
The defense, they gave up a couple of long plays. But I expected that. It's Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And even though he doesn't have Hopkins, you still have some solid wide receivers out there. So, so I expected that, but nothing too, they gave up 13 points, so I can't complain. 2 turnovers from Marlon Humphrey and a great interception from Marcus Peters. So, yeah.
LJ Ford, putting that touchdown on the board.
Yeah, the scoop and score. Yeah, the defense they look great. 2 weeks in a row, they're doing their things. Week 1, there's a little concern about stopping the run. There wasn't really a problem with the run defense this week.
Yeah, and like we mentioned after week 1, I mean, Cleveland's a really good run team.
Yeah.
Like, there's just sometimes where you're not going to be able to shut down the other team. That's just what it is.
True. Yeah. But look, the defense is a complete defense. So they can stop the run. They obviously can shut you down in the pass game. So whatever is working for whatever team, they could take something else away from you. So I'm not worried about the defense at all. That two good performances, two weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But overall, good performance. We're playing Kansas City next week. Kansas City looked a little sloppy yesterday too. They almost lost their game to the Chargers. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Shout out to Harrison Butker, a Panthers fan.
Yeah. Panthers.
Yeah, Baltimore had a couple good wins to start the season. Next week's the real test, obviously. As far as this game against Houston, and really the first game as well, the thing I haven't liked is it just reminds me of the situation with Carolina and Cam, when he won MVP, and they just kind of said, okay, well, we're getting Kelvin Benjamin back. We have Devin Funchess, who we just drafted. We're probably good there, and we're going to focus on defense. And not that's the exact road that Baltimore's going down, but, that's kind of what they did this offseason. They put their attention on defense. They didn't address their needs on offense. They took their guard in the 3rd round to replace Marshall Yanda, right? Outside of, they're not putting that focus there that I would like to see. When you have that guy who you think is your franchise quarterback, that's where the attention needs to go. And if the attention doesn't go there, that's when you start to see the offense take a step back. That's when you start to see that player take a step back. And, hopefully that's not the case with Lamar. Hopefully Duvernay and Prochet and Boykin step up. We just haven't seen it yet. I agree. I understand we got Hollywood, who's looking really good, right? Got him in the 1st round. We got Mark Andrews in the 3rd round. He's already one of the top tight ends in the league. I understand that. I'm not saying, we don't have weapons on the offense, but you need to keep adding more when you have a talent like Lamar, because teams like the Chiefs aren't going to stop, Right.
The Patriots went out and got Cam Newton. Newton's looking great. I guarantee you they're not done adding weapons around him. I guarantee you they're not going to stop there.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can't just say, hey, we did enough there, we need to add on defense. Because my thing is this: defense looked great last year too. Right? We were top 5 defense. Why do you need to add to the defense?
Yeah, and it was my same thing with J.K. Dobbins. Okay, yeah. I thought maybe the best running back in the draft. Your run game is already great, and that's not going to move the needle on offense. It's just not.
I love J.K. Dobbins. I love Patrick Queen. I like the players that they got. I think we got the wrong players, though.
Yeah.
We didn't need Patrick Queen. We didn't need J.K. Dobbins. I know a lot of the Ravens fans don't want to hear that, right? A lot of it, look, it's a defensive city, defensive team. That's our identity, and we want to keep it that way. So we always think defense, defense, defense. But again, man, I'm going to remind Ravens fans, last year, it wasn't Derrick Henry that killed us in that game. It was that we put up 12 points.
Yeah.
You need to be able to score, right? And looking at the wide receiver core, what do we change or how do we improve from last year? Because Devin Duvernay isn't an improvement from Seth Roberts. He's not. You might think he might turn into that. He's not going to be that this year when we're trying to win.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure the hope is that he's better later on in the season than he is right now. I mean, he hasn't shown anything,
I hope so too.
Worrying right now, but he hasn't been involved. He has 2 catches through 2 games. Miles Boykin is, coming in 35 yards a game or so.
Yeah.
And maybe they round into form later on in the year, but the problem is, what if you get to the playoffs and you go down 10 again or 14?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not.
Are those guys going to bring you back? Because the run game isn't.
Right. So like I told you yesterday, the stat line isn't what bothers me. It's the ability, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about Anquan Boldin before. Fans love to point out Anquan Boldin. Anquan Boldin never hit 1,000 yards with the Ravens. But Anquan Boldin was 1,000-yard wide receiver. Like he was that type of talent, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't have to put up 1,000 yards, but he's that person that can make those tough catches, that can make those clutch catches. He had that kind of talent, that kind of skill. So I don't care about a stat line. I don't care if you say, oh well, Miles Boykin can put up just as much yards as this player, or Duvernay can put up as many yards as Seth Roberts. So, we're getting the same production. It's not about production in that way. Like, can he make tough catches? I mean, Seth Roberts couldn't. That's why he had to get up out of there, right? Mm-hmm. Can Duvernay do it? I don't think he can do it. Not as a 3rd-round rookie. No. Can he be turned into that? Sure. But I'm worried about right now when we're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Right. And to your point, like I understand what you're saying about not caring about the stat lines, but production is a reflection of talent.
No, for sure. I don't want to completely dismiss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Miles Boykin has shown that he can get you 30 yards.
Yeah, that was further to my point. When I watched Miles Boykin play, he doesn't look like anything special. Right. We watched the Seahawks and the Patriots last night, and DK Metcalf looks special. Mm-hmm. He looked special.
He was bullying the reigning defensive player of the year last night.
Yeah.
You put Stephon Gilmore on Miles Boykin, and Miles Boykin will disappear.
That's my problem. I'm waiting for a game, and look, it's still early in his career. Obviously, he could become that, but I'm waiting for that. Every week when I'm watching them play, I'm looking for him to kind of take over a little bit, kind of dominate, because that's how he's going to get more production. If he can show Lamar, you throw me the ball in coverage, I'm going to snatch that ball and I'm going to do something with it, after the catch or something. Do something to stand out a little bit and get Lamar's attention. But what he's doing right now, he's just another guy.
Yeah.
But again, we're nitpicking, right? Mm-hmm. They're a Super Bowl contender for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're the best or second best team in the league, no question. Right now, I mean that's what it is. Like it's Lamar and Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson.
I don't want to exclude Russ from
maybe
that.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, but the future of the league is Lamar and Mahomes.
Yeah,
And those 2 teams are stacked. Baltimore more so on defense, KC more so on offense, but those are the class of the NFL. So yeah, like you said, we're nitpicking and just looking for little ways they can improve. Yeah. But I mean, I fully expect them to run away with that division.
Yeah, I agree.